to find a seat, and I encourage you to sit up on something, a block or a blanket or a cushion, cross-legged if that's comfortable for you. If not, feel free to stretch one or both legs out. But we want to make sure that the top of the hip bones are higher than the knees. If the knees are higher, then it puts pressure on the spine and we begin rounding back, and we don't feel balanced in a seated position. So we want to feel like there's ease and the spine can rise tall. So once you've found your seat, closing your eyes and beginning to connect with the breath. And this recognition of these longer light days as we approach the solstice. It's like this stronger inhale energy. Like, here we are. And then feel yourself pause at the top of your inhale. Just notice that potency, the energy, and then as you exhale, see if you can become more aware of your own energy or alignment, sensation. So a few breaths here, really focusing on that pause at the top of the inhale. This is the part of the breath that echoes the summer solstice. Bosco's going to walk on through. I don't know if he's visible, but he's out exploring. So connecting with the breath at the beginning of our practice. In the summertime, it's really this invitation to be in our growth cycle, to be in this external focus more. Winter is more internally focused. And how having clarity of vision of where you're growing towards, the ways in which you'd like to focus your energy. But this is really key, because in the absence of that, others in the world will certainly have their say. Who, how, what you should be. And one of the niyamas, we're studying the yamas and the niyamas, some of you are probably in our book club. One of the niyamas is the self-study, the practice of self-study that's called svadhyaya, which is fun to say if you want to try saying it, svadhyaya. And that it's really through self-study that we begin to recognize our patterns, our gifts, our challenges, the places in which we used to be unaware, that we become aware. And that growth is such a gift. So today I invite you to feel into that inspiration, like that inhale energy that brings in new, fresh whether it's ideas or energy or connection, and how you are a deciding factor. That your job is not to just be who your parents or friends or society wants you to be. So ultimately, it's about living into our truth or dharma. Why are we here? A couple breaths here, feeling into that invitation. Noticing what arises. And then gently opening your eyes. And from here, we're going to come to hands and knees. So feel free to place your blanket underneath your knees if you'd like a little support padding there. So we're going to bring our knees as wide as the mat and press back to a child's pose. Arms can be out over the head, maybe elbows bent. Kind of wiggling, rocking back and forth as you melt into whatever version of child's pose is available to you first thing in this practice. And letting this be a pose of surrender, releasing the layers that you've taken on that aren't particularly aligned with you. One more breath here. And inhale, pulling forward to hands and knees, maybe realigning hands and knees. Exhale, round to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. One more time. And then curling the toes under, and we'll press back to a down dog, bending one knee deeply and then the other, stretching through the backs of the legs, waking up those legs. And then pulling forward to a plank pose, holding here. You can drop your knees if you'd like. And then we're going to lower all the way down to the floor. See if you can keep your elbows in, shoulders back. Uncurl those toes, pressing into the hands. Inhale up, baby cobra. You might not go very high right now. We're just warming up. Exhale, back down. Inhale up, baby cobra. Press back to pivot onto your knees. You might pull them forward and press back to a child's pose. Maybe there's a little more melting available here now. We're waking up. Inhale, pulling forward, hands and knees. Exhale, round to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. One more time. Roll the toes under, press back to a down dog. And find stillness or movement here if you would like. See what feels good to you. Inhale, pulling forward to a plank pose, holding, maybe drop the knees, pressing up through the space in between the shoulder blades. And we're gonna lower down, elbows in, shoulders back. Inhale, up, cobra, maybe a little higher this time. Keep those elbows in, shoulders down, exhale down. Inhale, coming up, and we're gonna press back to hands and knees, not coming all the way back to child's pose this time. So rearranging, realigning if needed, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're gonna move the right leg here, so we're gonna shift weight over into the left, and we're gonna lift the right knee out to the side, bring it back down, and then keep the knee bent. We're gonna bring it back behind us, press that foot up to the sky. So we're gonna do 5 of these. So here's 2. And here's 3, out to the side. And then pressing up to the sky. There's 3. Here's 4. Feel your glute working. Feel your core engaging. Lovely. And then we'll take a moment, wag your tail. And then we'll do the other side. So left, we're going to come out to the side, down, and then press up. There's 1, 2. Pull your belly in. 3, 4, and here we go, 5. Yay! Coming back to equal hands and knees weight here. Take an inhale. Exhale, round the spine. Gazing towards the belly button. Inhale, tilt the pelvis. Wow. 2 more. And pressing back to a down dog. Couple breaths here. Tuning into your desire. Would you like to move? Would you like to stay still? Inhale, pulling forward to a plank pose, holding here. Drop your knees if you'd like. Maybe feel some warmth building in your body. And lowering all the way down. Inhale, up cobra. Holding wherever you reach at the top of the cobra. Shoulders down. Really press them down your back. With your next inhale, come back to hands and knees. Great. So now we're going to take the right arm and inhale, lift it up to the sky. Exhale, reaching underneath the left, but we're not going to come down to the floor yet. Inhale, reaching up. We're just twisting through that upper back. Reaching. 2 more. Reaching up and reaching through. And last one, and we're going to come down to rest on the shoulder. So here, making sure that your shoulder is actually on the floor, and if it's not, put a cushion or a blanket underneath it, because you want the weight of your body in your shoulder, not your head. Your head's on the floor, but you don't want the weight in your head. And pressing strongly into the left hand, you're going to rotate the chest open. Couple more breaths here. See if you can shift your hips back to the right a little bit more. And then inhale, reaching back up to the sky, unwinding. Then we're gonna sit back towards that right heel, bring the right hand to the left hand, and get a nice side stretch through the right side body. Inhale, coming back up. And exhale, hand comes down. We'll do the other side. Inhale, left arm lifts up. Exhale, reaching it through underneath the right. Inhale up. Exhale, reach. 2 more. Permission to expand. And then coming down to rest on that shoulder. And make sure you can lift your head up. This is a good test. If you can rest and you can move your head around, that's good. So pressing strongly into the right hand, shifting the hips back to the left a little bit. You'll feel this increase the stretch in your back. Breathe into this sensation. Awareness. You being on your path. Shining your unique light into the world. One more breath here. And then inhale, sweeping that arm back up to the sky. Exhale, bring left hand to right hand, sinking the hips back towards the left heel. Deep breath here, opening up through the right side body. And then coming forward, reaching back up to the sky, and then hands come down, find your way back to hands and knees. So notice here, we're gonna come back into our cat and cows. Notice if anything is different for you. Take an inhale, exhale, round to cat. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Curl the toes under. Exhale, press back. Down dog. 2 breaths. With your next inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through to the top of the mat. High or low lunge. Find your balance. You can drop that back knee if you would like to. More stability there. If your back leg's lifted, make sure the heel is lifted. You're not dropping that heel and rotating the hip externally. Take an inhale here. And as you exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Bringing the left hand to the right leg, right hand to left leg, and then look back behind you. 2 breaths here. Honoring where you've come from in this path. And then inhale, reaching the left arm up and leaning back a little tiny bit. And then windmilling the arms around, touching the mat. Beautiful. Pressing back to a down dog here. Walking it out. And inhale, lift left leg to the sky. Exhale, bring it through top of the mat. High or low lunge. Finding your balance. Feel free to drop that back knee. If it's lifted, make sure the heel's lifted too. Expanding here. Summertime growth, warmth, rain. We're inspired to grow. Take an inhale and exhale, twisting to the left, bringing the hands down. If your left hand doesn't reach your right leg all the way, you can bring it to your hip. And looking back behind you, feel the strength in your body here. Honoring where you come from and how you can bring those learnings from your past into your life. Keep your left hand where it is. Inhale, lift right arm up. Maybe lean back a little more. Expansion. And windmill the arms around. Touch the mat and step back to a down dog. Beautiful. Inhale, coming forward to a plank. And we're gonna do some knee bends here, which you can also do from hands and knees if you would like. So we're gonna bring and kind of like slow running here. Bringing a knee in. If you're in hands and knees, you just lift one knee and then the other, bringing it forward. So a couple more of these. Feel your core engage. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. Yay. And then coming forward, we're just going to drop the hips. You can do this from hands and knees as well. You might float the legs above the floor. And then pressing back from here, down dog. Beautiful. And from here, walking the feet as wide as your mat. And then we're going to bend the knees, floating them above the floor. Look up past your hands. So it's like a crouching cat pose. A little more sway in the back. You might wag your tail. A little side to side here. Feel those legs activated. Ready to pounce into the summer. And if you'd like, you can jump to the top of your mat or little step by little step to the top of your mat. And hang in a forward fold. When you get there, you can shake your head around. And then inhale, sweep the arms out and up, standing all the way up. Palms pressed together. Exhale, hands to the heart. Yay. So we're going to do a little standing sequence before we're all finished here. So we're going to start out with a balance. So shifting the weight over into your right foot and beginning to pick your left foot up. And you might just keep your toes on the floor. So a little support through that left leg. If you have your balance here and you would like to go further, we're going to bring the foot up to the hand. And if you need to grab a strap or a towel or a scarf or something to lasso that foot, you're welcome to do that. You can bring your right hand to your right hip. See if you can squeeze everything in towards the midline. So it's tempting to like sink into this right hip. And see if you can really pull everything in towards the center line. So both sides of the body are active. Excellent. See if you can press your hip, that left hip forward a little more, and maybe begin to press the hand into the foot behind you and hinge forward. Moving towards dancer pose here, trusting yourself to decide when you've gone far enough, and then coming back up to center and releasing that foot. Shake it out. And then we're going to step the feet wide here. And point the toes out to the side slightly. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward in this wide leg position. Now we're going to shift side to side. So just moving, you can lift the toes up of the foot that is on the extended leg. Moving side to side here, stretching through those inner thighs, really getting into this awareness of where we contract from our own expansion, the stories we tell ourselves about we won't be accepted or loved if, or we can't truly be ourselves in certain ways. We all have them. Okay, and then coming back to center, bringing the heels behind the toes and melt forward. You can hang here, let your arms rest wherever they do. A couple deep breaths. And then coming back up, and with the hands on the floor, you can heel toe the feet in if you would like. Get a nice wide stance here. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up, standing all the way up. Palms pressed together. Exhale down through the midline. Beautiful. And we'll step back to do the balance on the other side. So finding a focal point again, and shifting the weight over into the left foot. Finding your balance here. Beginning to pick the right up. And again, you might just leave the toes on the floor. This is good balance challenge too. If you'd like to go further, you can pick the foot up all the way, holding onto it with the right hand, bringing the left hand to the left hip. And again, check in to see if you're like sinking into that left hip, if you can really pull everything in towards the midline of your body. This also means core is engaging. And then see how it feels to press that right hip forward a little bit more. Nice quad stretch as we're balancing here. You're also welcome to hold onto a wall or a chair or something. And see what happens if you begin to hinge forward, pressing the foot back into the hand. You're welcome to come to a full dancer pose if you'd like. I'm just inviting you to play around with it here today. And then inhale, coming back up, not necessarily going into the full thing. It's good practice. Let's release this down. Most of us have been taught all or nothing mentality, or if you can't do it right, don't do it at all, or all these things. So sometimes it's nice to practice not trying to do the full thing, right? Not going into full dancer pose. And just see what that feels like, to be like part way, and that's enough, right? That's good. All right, so we're going to come back down to the mat. It's time to lay on the back and hug your knees into your chest. Rocking a little side to side here. And then letting both knees fall over to the right and stretching the left arm out from the shoulder. Right hand to top of the side of the left thigh or knee. And let's take 2 letting go breaths here. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. With your next inhale, unwind, come back to center, rock a little bit, and then let the knees fall over to the left. Right arm stretches out. And twists are great for just wringing out the organs and anything we're carrying that's not ours to carry, like that oversaturation. Think of it just like being squeezed out. You don't need to carry that. Take 2 letting go breaths. Deep inhale through the nose, exhale out the mouth. With your next inhale, unwind, come back to center. Realign the spine. Let the knees come away from each other. Reach through the inside of the knees, grabbing onto the outside of the feet or the ankles for a happy baby pose. And rocking side to side here. If there's any final poses you would like to find before coming to Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, stretching out long on your back, setting yourself up well. Letting your body melt into the mat as you receive the benefits of this practice for just a couple breaths. Bringing your awareness back to the surface of your body. Begin to deepen your breath. And wiggle your fingers and toes. Yay, you're embodied. And as you're ready, bend one knee and then the other. Placing your feet on the floor. And come to rest over on your right side. Taking a breath here and keeping your eyes closed and your attention internal. Gently press your way up to find a seat. Sitting with your eyes closed, allow these words by young Pueblo to wash over you. You need to know who you are, or you'll be told who you are. Loved ones and society can inundate you with opinions and information. Knowing your values can help you navigate the world. Find the balance between embracing new ideas and not being told what to think by others. Bringing your hands together in front of your heart, pressing your thumbs in to feel your heartbeat, your personal pulse. Take a deep breath of gratitude, sending that gratitude from your heart out to all the cells in your being. And honoring your inner compass, your inner wisdom as you navigate your life ahead, and maybe just try it for today. See how it happens to unfold if you stay present to that inner compass. I thank you for joining me for practice today. The light within me honors the light within you. Namaste.